If you want to be that higher version of yourself, if you want to be that best version of yourself, then I would encourage you today to write a few simple words of love and kindness. Those words you want to get from someone else, those things that will make you blush from someone else, write it to yourself. And I want to help us usher in a new age of women. An age of women who are unafraid to speak truth, to speak powerfully, to speak prophetically, to speak positively into each other and into ourselves. Showing yourself love and gratitude is the absolute way to gain and to get the things that you want more of in this life, but it starts with you. We're not pouring into ourselves the way we need to pour into ourselves. So today I'm going to take my own advice and I'm going to go out there on a limb and I'm going to share something very private with you.
Welcome to the Wisdom Womb podcast, where we discuss all things conscious birth, reproductive justice, women's health, and social justice. This podcast is intended for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute medical or professional services or advice.
Welcome to Wisdom Womb Podcast. I am your host, Midwife Mandy, and I am so happy to bring you today's episode. Today, we're going to talk about care of the self. The reason this is important for me and the reason I really want to talk to women about care of the self is because I really don't think that the average woman understands just how important her star player is, just how important you are, right? And I don't mean that in the vain way. I'm not, I was raised in a very religious background and vanity was looked at, was shunned, right? Vanity was not something we celebrated the way we celebrate vanity today. And I know that there are a lot of people who can resonate with what I'm trying to say here. This goes deeper than getting our hair done, getting our nails done. And I'm not saying that those are vain things. I'm simply saying care of the self means how are we caring for the most important player? Why is this important in terms of where we are today with respect to women's health? First of all, the average woman is caring for everyone. She's caring for her mother, her sister, her brother, her uncle, her aunt, the cats, the kids, you name it. She's got everyone on the list and she's somewhere down there on the bottom, if she's even there on the list at all. That translates to real issues in your life because no one's going to take care of those same people the way that you are. And you know it. No one's going to love those children the way that you love those children. Let's talk from a midwifery ass. I'm a midwife, so I'm always thinking about my babies. Who's going to take care of the most important people to us if we are not taking care of them? But that means that you have to learn to prioritize the self and realize that that is not a selfish thing. That is it's bigger than self-preservation. We're talking about preservation of the family. And especially women of color, especially Black women, we're not really taught how to care for ourselves and the importance of caring for ourselves. I'm talking especially to the women who are at risk for maternal morbidity, maternal mortality, those who are just jumping off the charts, right? What can we do to quell that? And I am here to tell you today that one of the most important things that you can do for yourself is care for yourself. Unapologetically. I'm going to read you a letter that I wrote for myself. And I wrote this nearly 5 years ago. I'm going to tell you the exact date and time because I wrote that down too. I'm going to make a disclaimer. It's really important to be bold in this world, right? We see men who are taught to be bold. It's okay for, that lion. It's okay for men to be bold. But women, we're taught to be more demure. I think it's just naturally who we are. But I want to help us usher in a new age of women. An age of women who are unafraid to speak truth, to speak powerfully, to speak prophetically, to speak positively into each other and into ourselves. You can't do it to others until you first do it to yourself. A lot of times we want people to pour into us, right? We want everyone to pour into us. We want to be seen. Look how much I'm doing for this one. Look how much I'm doing for that one. And I'm not getting. But we're not pouring into ourselves. We're not pouring into ourselves the way we need to pour into ourselves. So today I'm going to take my own advice and I'm going to go out there on a limb and I'm going to share something very private with you. So I want you to hear what I wrote to myself. And this is kind of a disclaimer. I want to be honest. It's not that I really 100% believe everything I wrote, right? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't necessarily view myself this way, but I'd like to view myself this way. And like I say on this podcast, I'm on this journey too. There is no human being out there that's perfect. Perfect people don't exist. My father recently made a speech at my wedding. He said, if you meet the perfect person, run, because they're not from this planet. Anyway, so this was written January 30th, 2019 at 10:14 p.m. Dear Amanda, I feel the need to redevote myself to you. You are the most sensuous, goddess, empress, highness I have ever met. I bask in you, Amanda. I like you so much. I respect you so much. I trust you so much. You are strength personified. You are sexiness manifest. See how my back just got a little torn? I like being you. Your energy is sweetness. Your presence is sunshine. Your scent is lavender. I want you all the time. I do not get enough of you. Your body is art. Your face is angel. Your persona is gentle. I recommit to the sparkling, energetic, magnetic, lovely woman you are becoming. The stars twinkle for you. The sun shines for you. The birds sing for you. The moon glows for you. The heavens acknowledge your beautiful, beautiful essence. It is your essence that I love the most. You are a unique, creative, special human. You have learned to trust your intuition as your guide. You have put your words to practice, and I am entirely proud of you. Now I want you to rest and empower women as I guide your love, your helpmate, your friend, your lover, your soulmate to you. And that's where I ended it. And I have a little cute little heart. It's tattered and torn. It's old, but I carry this as a memento and a reminder that I am a unique individual, as are you. I want you to stop looking for others to validate you. I want you to validate yourself right where you are. Whatever is whatever, wherever, however you are right at this very moment, I want you to validate yourself. I want you to love on yourself. When I first understood that there are some steps that needed to be taken to really, really combat obesity and to really, really get in control of my weight, one of the first steps that I took was really acknowledging myself and really, really showing myself love. I literally used to hug myself. I don't do it as much anymore, but I think it's important. I think it's so important to show this vessel, to show this person that they are loved, to show yourself that you are loved. The reason I hugged myself was because I was giving myself a lot of hate. I hated the way that I looked. I hated the body I was in. I felt trapped. I felt stuck. I've been there for years. I tried so many different things. Nothing was working. Really, I didn't understand what I needed to do. There's so much information out there. Do this, do that diet, that diet. And I realized that when it's a lifestyle change, if you want to get healthy, incorporate lifestyle changes, but I'm not going to segue into that. I'm mentioning this because it's important to show yourself love right where you are at this very moment. I want you to literally hug yourself and mean it. When you hug yourself, man, this person has been through, if I tell you the things that I have been through, and I know that there are people out there who've been through a lot also. I used to work at so many clinics where I would hear stories of overcoming and triumph, and I am just in awe at the human spirit. Every birth I go to, I am in awe at the human spirit. I am in awe of people who go beyond. Because when you're having a natural birth, you're going beyond, right? You're the natural pain level that the ordinary person can experience without really just passing out. In labor, it exceeds that. In a natural labor, you will go beyond what you are normally accustomed to. This is why it's so important to show this person love. Stop asking, stop looking for other people to validate you. Stop looking for others to pour into you. Pour into yourself. Be unapologetic. Write something to yourself that would make someone else blush. Why not? Why don't we show ourselves the love that we're looking for other people to show us? Maybe it starts there. Well, we know it starts there. It does start there. It starts with us showing ourselves gratitude for everything that we have been through, all that we will go through, everything that we have overcome. There has got to be more that we pour into ourselves. And trust me, when I tell you that the things that you're looking for will come much easier when you first start to show your star player that they are the star player. Show your star player love. But I would hug myself because I realized that I was heavy at that time, because I looked at the obesity. I looked at the fat. Okay, the fat that was on me. It's okay to say fat. I looked at the fat that was on me as a protective layer to protect me and to shield me from this world. I looked at my obesity at that time as a layer of protection. And I told my body, thank you for trying to protect me. I know that I was under duress and a lot of stress, more so than I should have been under. And I thank you for protecting me, but I no longer need the shield of protection. I no longer need this coating of protection. So if you are in this place right now, if you're in a space where you too were overweight or you too are overweight, I want you, or whatever your situation is, right? Whatever you need acknowledgement of, I want you to sit in a place today of real recognition of the fact that we are where we are at for a reason. Don't beat yourself up for a second. Showing yourself love and gratitude is the absolute way to gain and to get the things that you want more of in this life, but it starts with you. I'd see a lot of women with diseases, most women who would come into the practice and come into the office with maladies or chronic illnesses. It was a result of just going and grinding and going and never stopping and recognizing and loving on yourself. The reason I'm not ashamed to show you that you should think that the stars twinkle for you. The self, this person, this body, this spirit, you are entirely unique. There's no one else who looks exactly like you. There's no one else who's shaped exactly like you. There's no one else who thinks like you. There's no one else like you. That's pretty damn dope. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing and worthy of acknowledging that. The first thing is to really, really give yourself love, really, really show yourself gratitude for all that you have been through, all that in my case, that coating, all that it has protected me from. And when I gave myself that love and acknowledgement, the process got easier. I lost weight so much easier. I'm going to do it again because I want to show you that it is a lifestyle change. There are no quick fixes to this. I'm not terribly overweight. I'm not trying to make myself seem like I am, but I am not in that comfortable place. And I want to show you how we can get back there and stay there. And I want to show you how it's not as difficult as it's been made out to be. As a Black midwife, as a healthcare worker, who works with other Black women who are extremely at risk and vulnerable right now. The reason I'm coming to you and talking about care of the self and speaking this way is because it really does start with the self. I'm speaking about the more average of the illnesses that are occurring today. What's off? What's off? How do we remedy that? The number one thing you want to do is start acknowledging that beautiful person that exists within, because we are all beautiful creatures. I am speaking especially to women because there is a rise of the feminine. And I really want to help usher in this new age of women who are thinking differently, who are vibrating differently, who only want the best for this whole planet, who are not interested in small, simple-minded, simple shit. We're really interested in how we can get from where we are at to there really, really quickly. And I'm telling you, we can. We don't have to. Limitations are only in our mind. The limitations that we have, that we think exist, only exist on this realm. And in this realm, it's all about the senses. If we can't perceive it with one of our senses, we just don't see how it could be possible. And I'm telling you that a new age is dawning. A new age is dawning where women are really, really taking their seat. Women have got to be at the forefront, but we have to have healthy women at the forefront, women who love themselves, who are unafraid of saying, I like myself, I'm dope. And not because of anything that I couldn't control, because of who I am. I'm a dope human being. We are dope. We are absolutely amazing. And if you think you're not amazing, I'd like you to spend a little bit more time with me. Let me fill you up. Let me fill your cup a little bit. Until you can fill your own cup, let me fill it up for you. Let me tell you today that you should write a letter of love. You should write a love letter to yourself. I don't care how silly it sounds. You don't need anyone else to love you. You can love yourself. You should love yourself. You are the most important player in your orbit. You are the most important player, period. If we all loved ourselves and we'd show other people more love, we're looking for things from the outside that must come from the inside. And these things that I was saying, like you are sexiness manifest. Man, yeah, why not? Why can't I think that about myself? I know I'm not I don't know someone who today who's gorgeous. I don't care. I could care less. This is what I'm in, and I love it. I absolutely adore it. At 41 years old, it didn't come easy or overnight. I still face challenges like everyone else. I'm coming as a healthcare provider, and I'm telling you that you're important and you must acknowledge the beautiful feminine essence, because more of it is going to start to come out. The more you acknowledge it, it's going to start coming out like, I don't even know the word, but if you can imagine something just boiling and bubbling over, let that be you. Let your essence just start to manifest and multiply, and that's what we need right now. It sounds small. I know it's not. The feminine taking her rightful place right by the seat of the masculine. This sounds weird, probably not the conversation for you, that's okay. The feminine energy taking her place in this world is necessary, because right now we have a dominance of masculine energy. Men are in charge of too much. Women are not sitting at the table, and we belong there. There are a lot of African cultures, and especially some primitive cultures, and especially some tribal cultures, that very much acknowledge the importance of the woman, the importance of the feminine. Her decision-making is important. She thinks differently than the man. If the school of thought is all coming from one place, then we're leaving out a very important element. And in this case, it's the intuitive woman. It's the intuitive woman. How do we excel? How do we propel mankind farther beyond where we're at right now? Because this very banal place we're at, where war still exists, where hunger and famine and poverty still exist, is ridiculous. We can move forward. We should, and we are able to. And the only constructs that are holding us back is the disbelief that it is possible. It is entirely possible to create a new paradigm. We are experiencing a shift right now. I promise you we are. We all ought to be on board. The feminine needs to take her place rightfully, beautifully, intuitively. It's time. star player. This has been a wonderful, wonderful talk. I know it might seem like, well, you know what? It's going to seem right because the ones who get it are the ones who are supposed to get it, and I'm not making any apologies. Spread this message of positivity, of love, of a new day dawning where women are no longer sitting at the back. We are at the forefront too. We deserve to be at the table because we have a different school of thought, a different way of perceiving and relating and understanding information. Our intuition cannot be dumbed down or viewed as foolish anymore. Let's go, ladies.
Peace and blessings. Please like, share, and subscribe, and help share this message of love and hope